It's Mock Draft Monday. It's time for another 49ers mock draft. We're at version 15.0, and with 10 days left to the draft, it's time to get down to the nitty gritty. Smash that like button, and let's get this popping. Welcome, everybody, to the WayneBreezie Show Mock Draft Edition. That's right. We only have 2 of these left. We have this week's and then next week when the NFL Draft takes place in Green Bay. Oh, man, it's going to be exciting. The 49ers right now are on the board at pick 11, and it's time that the 49ers really retool, reload, reshape this defense. This is the draft to do it, ladies and gents. This is the draft to the 49ers. They can kind of get out there and really rebuild their defense. Now, listen, we're brought to you by our sponsors from Residency. We're partnered up with them. We got great hats out there. Go to www.residency.com. Use that promo code SFBreezie, and you'll save on your total purchase. Take advantage of all the cool sales that they have going on. They have hats on sale, and then go ahead and use that promo code, and you'll save even more money on my dime. All right, so let's go ahead and get this popping. We got a mock draft for you. The 49ers, we already know what they've done in free agency. And just looking back to free agency, they've really sat there and kind of addressed the secondary as far as the safety position, right? They lost one safety and then signed like 2 more. Like, it's crazy, right? So they didn't get Talanoa Hufanga to return, but they did bring in Richie Grant and Jason Pinnock, right? So they got a couple of safeties in the building, plus Jalen Mahoney, the future guy. They got some guys out there. So let's see how the 49ers and this particular mock draft is going to shape up. We're going to be using PFF Mock Draft Simulator. You know, with 2 mock drafts left to go, we might as well continue to rock out with the PFF, right? Like, why change it up now, okay? Why change it up now? Now, I'm excited because whether the 49ers try to trade down, which most of the faithful want, right? We want the 49ers to kind of like trade back, get more draft picks, and really rebuild, you know, some of the positions that, need to be rebuilt. Now, you could check out my episode from last Friday, all right? It was the episode about the positions of needs for the San Francisco 49ers, and I think we came to a consensus to where the Niners really need to focus on the defensive line, whether it's edge, whether it's interior. They got to be able to do one thing, and that's stop the run. And they got to be able to get to the quarterback. Pressures are there, but getting the quarterback down, I think, is going to be a key to how they address this particular draft. So let's go ahead and get into the mock draft. We got 7 rounds to go. I will look to entertain trades. I do have my trade table. Actually, let me get my trade table chart pulled up as far as the value of points. Now, if I'm trading, I will be using the Jimmy Johnson trade value chart. I want people to understand that. That's the chart that I'm using, all right? And for everybody out there that's watching that don't know, the 49ers have the 11th pick in the draft, and it's worth a value of 1,250 points. That's right, 1,250 points. All right, so if there's a team that's willing to move up, it's going to cost them. We're going to try to get it to as equal of the 1,250, all right? Equal of the 1,250. So this should be very interesting, all right? Very interesting. And now, look, I'm looking at this board, and I'm like, wow, players are shifting. You're seeing players move up in the polls. Look at that. Walter Nolan went from 20s to now 8. Oh, people not going like that. People aren't going to like that because I've been saying this whole time I would draft Walter Nolan at 11. But you know what? What does WayneBreezie know? Not a damn thing. You know what I'm saying? I only know what I watch on football film, and I know what I see out there. I think this kid possesses several traits to make a defense that much better. And you can see, I wonder if the faithful watching this episode will be a little upset. You know what I'm saying? A little upset. Now, look, I have this on, I switched the tiers up a little bit. This is half PFF board, half of, the regular boards out there, big boards out there. And based off of this is how this draft is falling on today. There are 2 trades available. We will look to address that. I have 10 minutes in the first round, and my clock is starting. So for those that are watching the show, that complain about me taking too long to make that first pick, I understand. Okay, I understand. All right. But for those that are watching, I get 10 minutes. All right. So I got about, let's see, I'll start the clock right now. Boom. 10 minutes. Really got like 8 minutes because I talked for 2 minutes. All right. So Walter Nolan is on the board for the San Francisco 49ers at pick 11. Right now, he's ranked higher than Mike Green. Now, I've broken down all these players. You know, I like Mike Green, but you know, I love Walter Nolan. I think the 49ers need to go interior. My number one interior defensive tackle is off the clock. All right. Abdul Carter, Mason Graham, Travis Hunter, top 3 players. Those are blue players for me. They are gone. All right. Gone. Abdul Carter, Mason Graham, Travis Hunter. Now, I know a lot of people feel like the Titans are going to go with Cam Ward. Listen, I don't know what's going to happen with that number 1 and number 2 pick. I can tell you that right now. I don't know. All right. But Patriots get them a wide receiver, Jahdae Barron. I think that's a pretty good pick for the Jacksonville Jaguars because I have them going Mason Graham, but this makes sense. They go with the Swiss Army knife and the quarterback. Will Campbell, first tackle off the board. Cam Ward, first quarterback off the board, goes to the Jets, and he'll be there with Justin Fields. Tyler Warren, first tight end off the board. Ashton Jeanty, first running back off the board. And then the Bears actually go with offensive line tackle. So it's going to come down to 2 positions for me, edge, interior. Now, usually I'm reaching for Walter Nolan because he's usually ranked in the 20s. So it's usually a reach, but now he's 8. We've looked at this several times, probably 15 weeks straight. Like, it's the 15th mock draft. We've probably looked at this guy. If you ask me why Walter Nolan, it's because it's his ability to stop the run and rush the passer. And if I can't get Mason Graham, well, give me that guy that can do it like Mason Graham. Might be a little bit more dangerous than Mason Graham out there. Love his pad, plays with a low pad level. That's what you like. You know, last time we drafted a defensive tackle in the first round, he played with a high pad level, and it just didn't work out. Then the injury set in, and it just didn't work out. I think the 49ers are going to get them a stout guy at 6'3". We already talked about his weight. He reached to the 300-pound mark, even though he came in a little under 300 pounds, but he's over the 300-pound mark. And this kid can literally just play defensive tackle. His versatility, to me, is what I think the 49ers are going to like the best. Now that he's moved up to and ranked 8, in the PFF board, I'm curious to see now ADP saying he's still going to go 24, blah, 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 cool. And if you look at the ADP, we're at pick 11. Are any of these guys worthy of picking at pick 11? I mean, just going with the ADPs? No, they're all gone. And the closest guy is going to be Will Johnson, the cornerback, and no one wants the 49ers to draft a cornerback, right? So I'm going to go with the positions of need with time left. I have 7 minutes left. The pick is in for the San Francisco 49ers. In the first round, they're going to select defensive tackle Walter freaking Nolan. Let's go. And I did not trade back. And you see, me not trading back changed up some things, right? Now, we picked 43, and I didn't trade back or trade up in round 1, all right? I did not do that. Now, I believe in the second round on day 2, you get 7 minutes, all right? You get 7 minutes, which is the current time I have pretty much left on my clock. I am possibly going to look to see if there's a team that's willing to move up, right? Few spots. I've addressed one of the biggest needs on my defense, which was interior defensive tackle. So let's see. We got the trade. We got a couple of trade options with the Miami Dolphins and the Cleveland Browns. Well, I want to stay early in the second round. So since the Dolphins are looking to move up, I would like to see if I can get this comp pick, which at pick 98. Now, I'm all about getting these top players, top 100 players. That's what we talk about, right? We got our first round pick. Boom, knocked it out the park, in my opinion. Now, in the second round, if I can gain another pick in the top 100, another day 2 pick, and only move back 5 spots, then I'm all for it. Now, what I'm going to try to do to kind of sweeten this up and kind of remain with the 11th picks, I'm going to give up some of those expendable comp picks in the 7th round. So it's only going to give me another 4% chance. So we went from 60% to 64% chance of making this happen. And I'm not going to really go through the point values, but I can tell you right now that second round pick for the San Francisco 49ers is worth 470 points. And the pick from the Miami Dolphins, bear with me, is worth 420 points. So like just straight up swapping the picks is a fair deal. I'm asking for pick 98. So I might, just from a picks value, I might have to give up a little bit more. So I'm definitely going to throw in this seventh round pick, which is only like 10 points, if that. But I do want to keep it as close to the pick calculator as possible. So I said 420 plus 4. If anything, they owe me, right? And I'm trying to get pick 98. Pick 98 in that third round is 108 points. So technically, I need to give them back like a fifth, right? Something like that. Like, because a fifth round pick for the 49ers, I need to find something that's in the value of maybe 80 points. I think that's where I'm going. So even a fifth round pick isn't 80 points. Let me make sure I'm doing my math right. Hold on one second. So 470 is my pick. They want to move up. I want their second round pick, so I want to swap. So that's 420. So they technically owe me 50 points. But then I'm asking for their third round pick, which is worth, I said, 108 points. So 108, let's do the math. 108 minus 50 is where I am. So 108 minus 50, for those that are keeping that point calculator going, minus 50 is 58 points. So technically, I'm giving them a seventh round pick, which is only worth 1 point. So my seventh round picks, all my seventh round picks are worth 1 point. So that's not really going to do it. So I probably hold on to my sevenths, right? So I need to find a pick that's kind of in those 50 values. So it sounds like I might have to give up pick 113 or pick 137. Pick 138. Pick 113 is worth 68 points. Pick 138 is worth 37 points. So let's do this. Let's play around because I want to be accurate as possible. If I give pick 113, right? I said that was 68. So now they owe me 10 points, correct? So let me see if I can get a pick from them that is in the 10-point range. So the Miami Dolphins in round 6, and now this is how I can get a 6th-round pick back. Let's see, Dolphins, Miami. They might not have a 6th-round pick, ladies and gents. They may now have a 6th-round pick. Do they have a 5th? They do have a 5th, but they do not have a 6th. All right, so they have pick 150, and then they have pick 155. So do you see how tricky this can get? Pick 155 is worth 29 points, and then it's pick 224. So those are some 7th-round picks. So that's how tricky it could get. And I do have a few minutes before my clock expires, so I could look to get these pick 224. These are all worth 1 point. So I'm not looking to get all those picks back. But you know what? To make this deal super sweet, I'm gonna ask for pick 155. All right. So boom. Let's go ahead and make it happen. All right. They agreed to do it. I'm moving back 5 spots, and we're gonna have some fun with it. All right. So now the Niners are back on the clock. And it's still day 2, and I still have like a minute before I make my selection. And I already went interior here on the defensive front, and I want to make sure that I fulfill the needs before I go outside of the needs. All right, so we went with a defensive lineman. We can go with an edge guy. I like Princey Uman-Milan, right? Malin out there. You look at him, you want somebody that can rush the passer. Look, undersized, 6'4", closer to 260 than he is 250. I feel like that. They say he's better outside linebacker in 3-4, but he can play in a 4-3 defense if you utilize him. Has pretty decent speed out there on the edge. Great pass rush moves as well. Can get to the quarterback. If you look at his run defense, it's pretty good. If you look at his pass rush, it's really good. And remember, I said I want the Niners to get somebody that I think will be closer to getting to the quarterbacks. Yeah, the pressure rate is great. He's going to provide pressures So that's a possibility. I'm just curious to see how the Rams went. I mean, the Dolphins went with Donovan Jackson. All right, now I already went interior. Edge is what I'm looking to go, or corner. Suvon Rivell. Now look, he didn't play much. He only played 3 games before he was injured. But this could be a solid pick. But you just don't really know how he's going to return from the injury. And I think in the second round, the Niners can't take that pick. So the pick is in, and it's going to be defensive edge rusher Prince U-Man Malin out there from Mississippi. So we got 2 guys from Mississippi. All right, 2 guys from Mississippi again. Now, on the clock, pick 75. We currently have pick 75, pick 98, pick 100. All right, so we good to go in round 3. We got 3 picks left on day 2. All right, day 2. Now I want the Niners to address the offensive line here. I already draft man Malin out there, so I see my boy Femi out there. I do want to go with Femi, but I'm not going to double up as of right now, even though he's the best player right here. I am going to go with someone on the offensive line that I feel like will come in and be a dog day 1. Haven't talked much about Tate Ratledge, but when you look at Tate Ratledge and you watch him on film, you'll see he's the mean mauler that the 49ers are missing from the offensive line. Now, he does play right guard, but he has snaps as a left guard. You can see he had 2 snaps in 24, a snap in 2023. My point is he can play the left guard position. You're getting an athletic big out there at 6'6", 320 plus. You're getting an athletic big. And you can see down here the bottom line, it says he's not the most dynamic athlete, but his solid pass blocking technique, downhill power in the run game. I don't know who wrote this, but from his testing scores, he's pretty damn athletic to me when he's damn near almost at a 10 on the RAS score. So might not be the best athlete out there, but he's pretty daggone good, and I think he would fit the outside zone running for the San Francisco 49ers very well. I really like the way Georgia players play that offense out there. I think would fit. So my pick is in pick 75, Tate Ratledge. And we've addressed the trenches. We've literally addressed the trenches. We have 2 picks left on day 2, which is round 3 for the San Francisco 49ers. And this is where it can get, kind of fun. Kyle Shanahan, Bobby Turner, they see guys there that they might have high on their board, and they can go after them. I know no one wants to get a running back on day 2 in the 3rd round, but I mean, there's a DJ Giddens staring us right in the face. I mean, you can see he's pretty daggone balanced from zone plus grade and gap grade. So that means he can run outside zone and inside power runs. That's what you want from a running back out there. He was a 1,000-yard running back, 1,343 yards. He was the bell cow, 206 attempts. That's a lot. He did average 6.5 yards per carry. Why not go running back here if he's the best player available for the 49ers? We do still need to look for a linebacker, I think, which would be another need, even though they say cornerback and tackle are needs for the Niners. Now, the Niners could draft their air tackle with Charles Grant. Now, you want an athletic big out there. I mean, this is a guy that's hella athletic. He could be the guy that takes the heir to the throne for Trent Williams if he retires. He's actually one of my favorite players in this draft. The athleticism is through the roof. Now, the issues with him, he went to William and Mary, which is not a huge school, and he's a late bloomer, right? So he didn't come into football until late in his, junior year of high school. So he's not, he's still raw, right? He's still raw. He's still a guy out there that has to develop, has to get better. Do you want to take a developmental guy in round 3? Possibly. I'm not sure that's the route that the Niners would like to go in. They do need a tight end. They could use another tight end that is more versatile, which is Harold Fannin. I mock him all the time. Devin Neal, one of my favorite running backs. Corner, I see Jacob Parrish there. R.J. Mickens done moved up the charts. But the thing that I love about DJ Giddens is the 4.16 yards after the contact. I think that right there is crazy. 55 missed tackles forced. If you draft him, though, how is he going to crack the rotation? Again, future pick. Do I want to spend a third round pick on a guy that's going to be for the future? You know what I mean? I don't think that's what the Niners are going to do. So yeah, he's there, but he's a future pick. Like, you understand what I'm saying? For those that are watching, and let me know if you don't. Maybe I feel like tight end would be spot on right here. I feel like you can go tackle with Charles Grant right here. You could double up on the edge. I don't want to double yet. You know what I mean? I don't feel like doubling is where the Niners need to do as of yet. They will at certain positions. I mean, I see Jeffrey Bossa here, and it's like, how do I pass over a linebacker with his skill set and covering, being able to stop the run? Like, how do I pass that over? It doesn't miss a lot of tackles out there. You can see a 9.6 missed tackle rate out there. Linebacker that can cover, that's pretty good. Force 3 incompletions. How do you pass over a guy like him? And then you got to, and then if I'm looking at linebackers, you got the Barrett Carter, you got the Kobe Kings, the Danny Stutzman, Teddy Buchanan. That would probably be a guy I think that the Niners might be high in on. They may wait on linebacker, just depending on who falls. I think in the third round, though, you got to get that corner. I think you look for the top corner available that fits. You know, Dorian Strong, Jacob Parrish, Kobe Bryant. These are guys that I think are dogs. Noel Williams. How can I overlook Noel Williams? Is it a reach to draft these guys right here? We don't have pick 113 anymore. So maybe pushing up, maybe getting a Jacob or a Kobe Bryant or a Noel Williams. Maybe that'll help out. But I really feel like the pick is going to be a guy like Jacob Parrish for the San Francisco 49ers. But I see more corners available. So my pick is in for those that are watching. People are going to say I talk too much, but it's got to be Harold Fannin Jr., right? Like, I feel like that's the safe pick in round 3. He's staring you right in the face. You can grab him and then, be done with the tight end position. You've already addressed the tight end position in free agency and signing Luke Farrell. Now you get Harold Fannin Jr. to be like that Swiss Army knife tight end, and he can move all around. He's your movable piece as a tight end, right? You know what you're going to get from George Kittle. You know what you're going to get from Luke Farrell. But now you got a movable piece where it can line up anywhere on the football field. So that's a pretty solid pick, man. All right, so one more pick on day 3, and then this is in the books, all right? And then we'll speed up the process. Just to recap, Walter Nolan, Princely Uman-Malin, Tate Ratledge, Harold Fannin Jr., my first 4 picks, all right? We did trade. For those that are watching, in round 2, we traded back 5 spots. We were able to get a nice edge rusher. All right, so let's go. I feel like corner here would make sense. Yes, I can address corners later, but I really want the guy that I feel like is going to be, you could come in, you could put him in a slot. You could keep Deommodore Lenoir on the outside. Oh, he got taken. Oh, look, I thought Jacob, no, did he? No, he's on the board. Where's my boy Jacob Parrish? Oh, there he is. So like these 3 right here are really screaming to me. I don't pick again until pick 138. I don't want to wait to see if Kobe Bryant's going to be available. And so this is where it gets a little tricky for me. Jacob Parrish, Dorian Strong, Noel Williams, all solid defenders out there. All solid defenders, right? All solid corners. As far as size, 6'1", do you go with the taller corner? Did you go with the shorter corner? And 5'10", who I think would be a good nickelback prospect that you're bringing in. And I really love Noel Williams, right? I really love this kid. Another 6'1" corner, really strong and press man. So this gets a little interesting because I'm curious to know what our new corner, Ray Brown, I'm curious to know what he wants. Like, I'm not really sure what he wants. Love Kobe Bryant, though. Feel like he's going to be the pick for me. He's solid in run defense. He's pretty good in zone. He's that 6'1" corner. You know what I'm saying? They say he's 5'10", 6'1", whatever. They got to make up their mind. So it's going to be between Parrish, Kobe. This is where it gets tricky. Parrish or Kobe. I definitely want to go corner, lock down these positions, and then we can really build in this draft. And I think the pick is in for the San Francisco 49ers. I'm going to go cornerback, Kobe Bryant. Give me the dog. And don't get it twisted. Jacob Parrish is not a dog, but Jacob Parrish is a dog. Excuse me. Do not get that twisted. I do not want to put that, he's a dog. Okay. I just want to put that out there. All right. So I'm on the clock, and I've got pick 138. We're in round 4. And then we have 3 fifth-round picks. All right, 3 fifth-round picks. All right, I like this. We're in round 4, right before last pick of round 4. All right, so let's go ahead and have some fun. We did trade a 4th-round pick. I think the Niners could start to look to double up. They could look to draft that tackle and Logan Brown. Are you looking for another project? You know what I'm saying? And I think he's more ready to come in and play tackle right now. I believe he's great in pass protection, and he's great in, you can see it right there. Run blocking grade 82, pass blocking grade 78. He's really good in zone. He plays on the right side. So now you're getting a guy that can kind of come in, take over for Colton McKivitz if Colton McKivitz happened to go down. I think he would be comfortable. Plus, he'll be playing on the same side as his partner, Dominic Pooney. But we did not address the linebacking position. And again, I told you there was a linebacker that I liked a little bit later on in the draft. Why not get the tackle right here, though, in the 4th round? And then you got 2 key pieces to your offensive line that you can literally, the 49ers can just continue to move it forward and trending for the future, right? You got your guard that's going to start, and now you got yourself a tackle that can come in and start. So I think the pick is in for me. And I see Brandon Crenshaw-Dixon right here as well. I could have went there. Better pass blocking grade. Again, right tackle, more versatility on the left side. You know, play 685 snaps. I mean, think he played against better tier competition. Let's get tough because I do like Logan Brown. Let's get Brandon. Let's go ahead and get Brandon. Let's get that tackle for the future. All right. So went to Florida. We got some 5th-round picks. This is where I think we're going to hit on a couple of the positions. I do see Jordan Hancock. He plays like a linebacker, safety out of Ohio State. Can get a guy like that. Do think the Niners do draft a safety here. And if they're going to take a safety, they either take the safety in round 5 or they take the safety later in this draft. Now, I do pick 155. If this draft goes the way I want, hopefully I can get my safety with the next pick, but it never does. Wide receiver is available too. I think I'm going to have fun. I'm going to play around with this. I don't care about pretty much the grade. I don't really care about the grade. I've addressed needs. All right, I think needs have been addressed. But as far as what I think the Niners need and where they should go, you can go interior here. You could double up, right? I know I didn't address certain positions. I'm so happy that Cameron Jackson's ranking for PFF is finally starting to move up. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about the big run stuffing defensive tackle from Florida, the big 6'6" guy. But I got me a Walter Nolan, and now I could get the run guy. I could get the guy that I know is going to plug the gap. He's big enough. He can command, soak those double teams up, and really hold down the fort. And this is a guy that I think that the 49ers would definitely love to have. Just a big, tall defensive tackle up front. You could see, why not? Why not double up here? I could double up later, but I want the big run-stuffing D tackle. And I said that I was going to address that. And so I'm going to be a man of my word and just hope that other guys fall to me later on in the draft. With the extra 5th-round picks, hopefully I can get 1 or 2 of the guys. All right, so I went and got Cameron Jackson from Florida. So back-to-back picks from Florida. Back-to-back picks from Florida. At pick 155, there are 3 players that I see that I want here. I like Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins. I'm glad they got him labeled as an edge because he's a little undersized to play on the defensive line. Fell in love with him at the Senior Bowl. I can pull up his stats. I can pull up his chart, but it's going to not look good, and that's fine. But I do know the 49ers like the University of Georgia. They've drafted a kid in Robert Bill from there, I think in the 5th round a couple of years ago. And so Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins was solid as a rock at the Senior Bowl. He always stood out to me. But I love this kid from the safety from, I'm not going to wait to the 7th round. I love the safety from Cal and Craig Woodson. Really love this kid. Plays the safety perfectly, in my opinion. I think he has really good speed out there. I have to look at his pro day. But I will say this, at the Shrine Bowls, to me, was where he really stood out. I believe he was invited to the 49ers to work out and stuff like that. So this would be a good solid safety you can get. I know it's a 5th-round pick. You don't have any 6th-round picks. And in the 7th round, you're really going to be shooting your shot. So there are a couple of safeties that I would look to go if I'm drafting a safety in the 5th round. Craig Woodson, Malachi Moore is another guy. All right, but I really love Craig Woodson. The pick is in. All right, and here's our pick. Here's our 5th-round pick, and pick 160 is our normal pick. And, I have not addressed wide receivers. And this kid has had a virtual meeting with the 49ers, and Konata, I think that's how you say his name, Mumpfield. I want to make sure I get his name right. Here's what I like about him. He's a great separator, right? This guy can separate. He can get open. All right. That means he runs really good route, good footwork from the kid. And shout out to Justin Mello from the Draft Network who sent me the information. And when I went to read and look him up, I'm like, oh, this kid is solid on football field. On the football field, his film is really great, and I think the Niners can withstand to get a receiver that can create separation, especially if they don't have Brandon Ayuk back, and the Niners aren't expending like a top tier pick on a wide receiver that can get open a little later in the draft. So I'm sure I'm pronouncing his name wrong, but K. Mumpfield, I think from Pitt, would be a solid 49er. Haven't talked much about him, but he was. The Niners are interested. I'll leave it at that. So my pick is in. The Niners get them a wide receiver in round 5. No, I didn't go linebacker in round 5. And this is where it gets tricky because I didn't get my linebacker. And now I got to wait to the 7th round. And I'm hoping, like right now, I could do is cross my fingers and pray. And it looks like he's gone, right? And so I did not get a chance to get the line. Oh, look at God. You can't tell me God isn't good. So when I look at Ted Buchanan, I think that's how you pronounce his name. What I like about the kid is his ability to cover, the way he plays linebacker like a safety. Sounds familiar, right? You have a guy like that named Fred Warner, great tackler out there on the football field, and speed. He has the speed. The speed is there. The speed is there. Another player, saw him talking to Patrick Willis at the 49ers Pro Day. Wonder how that conversation went down. Did have a lot of missed tackles, though. 10 missed tackles, that's a lot for me. But if you look at his career, it's only a total of 18 missed tackles in his career. And you can see he progressed every single year, going from 33 solos to 47 solos to 75 solos. And then you add in the missed tackles and his ability to kind of like line up. He can cover in the slot. I think that's what stands out to me. They don't have a write-up about him, but I really think this kid would be a solid San Francisco 49er, and we did not address the linebacker position, and I think this is a person we're going to get. Ted welcome to the Bay, baby. All right, we're still at that point where we have 2 picks left in the 7th round. 2 picks left in the 7th round. And I got to go back and kind of look and see how I addressed it. I went Walter Nolan, Princely Uman-Malin, Tate Ratledge, Harold Fannin Jr., Kobe Bryant, Brandon Crenshaw Dixon. I was between him and Logan Brown. Cameron Jackson from Florida, got Craig Woodson, the safety, wide receiver, Konate Mumpfield, and then Ted Buchanan from Cal. All right, and at this point, last 2 7th round picks, I don't feel like the Niners are going to go with a quarterback here, and that's cool. But now you got to see which running backs are available. Like which running backs are available for the 49ers that the Niners can potentially draft. Now, I do like Jaquindon Jackson out of Arkansas. The thing that I don't like about him is he ran a very, very slow 40 time. I feel like it was like a 4.7 off the top of my dome. That's pretty slow for a running back to run a 4.7. That's not good. I'll check my combines. You know what I mean? And so I was like, wait a minute, there's no way. There's no way he ran a 4.7 Like, you know what I'm saying? But Jaquindon Jackson, just looking on my sheet. And if you guys want some of my data, all you got to do is sign up to the Patreon, www.patreon.com, and, you know, sign up for the tier. That's only going to cost you $1, and you can get all my data sheets that I create for the San Francisco 49ers. And just looking at Mr. Jackson, he ran a 4.75, and that was at the combine. And I don't see him, I don't think he ran the 40 at his pro day out of Arkansas. All right, out of Arkansas. So, yeah, good back. You know what I'm saying? Great in gap, great in zone, just slow. 3.5 yards after contact. All right, cool. You know, Phil Maffa, another kid from Clemson. You can see 1,000-yard running back. I mean, these guys still produce 35 missed tackles forced. He runs good routes. Donovan Edwards would be another guy. Corey Kiner from Cincinnati. I thought Kiner did really well. Nobody's talking about Kiner and Bentley. We'll look at Bentley too. Bentley was a 4.6 guy, but Kiner, he ran a 4.48. No, I'm reading that wrong. He ran a 4.57. I'd rather go with a guy that's a 4.5 guy, 1,000-yard running back, 5.6 yards. He only had 4 touchdowns, so the scoring is low, but his elusive rating is there. 82 tackles missed. He forced 82 missed tackles. What am I missing here? He's an outside zone guy. So the thing is, when he gets to the outside, he's good as gone. This might be a Bobby Turner special. Can we get the bell going here? Do I have a bell? I think the pick is in. The pick is going to be Corey Kiner, running back out of Cincinnati. Ooh. Wait till we talk about that young fella here on the podcast. I like that. All right, and certainly last but not least, I don't see the San Francisco 49ers going with a quarterback. It's unfortunate. Now, we did go tight end, but I don't think we double up at the tight end position. And I'm just looking to see who's readily available for his best. I do like Samal Amandon Jr. Out of Georgia. That'll be another linebacker that I like. I really feel like the Niners are pretty stacked on the offensive line. We don't need to go O-line again. We can go edge. I feel like my edge rusher got taken. I'm just curious to see who drafted him. The Green Bay Packers, they got Fidel Diggs. That would have been a kid that I would have tried to go after. So he's gone. I do like small. I think as you say, Samal Jordan, Mondin Jr. Samal Mondin Jr. I think he would be solid for the Niners. Eugene Asante would be solid. I'm just looking for those linebackers I know that got speed, that are going to probably contribute on special teams first and foremost. That's kind of where I'm going with this last pick. I do like Johnny Walker Jr., the edge out of Missouri. Safety Dan Jackson, I think he's going to be underrated player. I feel like I'm pretty much stout. If I do go with another linebacker, why not go Nick Martin? And here's why. If I'm looking for a player as a linebacker that I know that has speed, is hella athletic, and I know he has the speed, I can kind of bring him in on special downs to blitz, to do these things, right? And I think that's where you go. You get a 4.53. He ran a 4.53 in a 40. It's an 8.45 RAS score, and I think Nick Martin would provide a great sense of deal as far as the pass rush. So I know I didn't draft another edge rusher, but now I drafted a linebacker that I could potentially blitz with and line up. And you look at him, man, he can play on the defensive line, so it sounds like he can play the end, right? And then he can cover in the slot. He's covered outside. He plays mainly in the box. All right. And so like that's what I like about him. 38 tackles, 9 missed tackles, 11 assisted. So what's that, 49 total tackles? He only played in 5 games. And so that's why his production was low. You go back to 2023 where he played in 14 games, his production was a lot higher, but he also had those 20 missed tackles. So I'm not sure if this is a 7th round pick. I think the 49ers could take a flyer on this kid. and get themselves an hella athletic style type of linebacker, and that would be Nicholas Martin out of Oklahoma State. And again, like, these mock drafts, ladies and gents, are for fun. And, you know, I really try to cater to the San Francisco 49ers. Sometimes I do outrageous ones, but I think this is an explosive mock draft. And let me know if I dropped the bomb in a good way on this mock draft. Just to do a quick recap, we got Walter Nolan. Then we made a trade. We traded down 5 spots in round 2, so from 43 to 48 with the Miami Dolphins, and we were able to get Princely, and we got us an edge rusher up front. And then I see that's where the draft kind of like took a turn, right? That's when I started to draft whoever I wanted, sort of, kind of. But I really feel like the Niners need to get those positions filled, all right? We got Tate Ratledge. So the first 3 picks, A's, and 1 A, 2 A minus is cool beans. And then I see we get the C+, you know what I'm saying? I see we got a D, we got an F. All right, so this would be an overall B. Yeah. So look, I don't care about the grade here. I'm getting perfect fits for what the San Francisco 49ers, I think, can do. I think we got a tackle a little bit later on in the draft. And you know that the mock draft simulator really caters to what the 49ers needs are, opposed to where we think they're going to go. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button. Feel free to subscribe to the channel. If you're watching, you just came across this stream, just click subscribe. It helps out tremendously. And if you want to support the channel, all you got to do is become a member of the Breezie Bunch crew. Just click on the join button, all right? It's super simple. All right, or you can click on the link in the description of the show, and it'll take you right to the join button, and you can pick and select whichever tier you want. All right, don't forget to check out our partners over at residency.com. Use the promo code SFBreezie. It's right down there at the bottom of the screen. I hope you guys have a happy Monday, and I'll see you guys on the WayneBreezie Show. Thanks for watching. Peace. What's up, faithful? Thanks for watching. Hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and make sure you check out some of the other cool videos.